Happy Monday. Welcome to the sneak preview. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
Caleb Leger.
And today we're discussing the likely final chapter in J.K. Rowling's prequel series, Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. We skipped Netflix's Choose or Die because the reception was pretty cold. And if you've been following the show for a while, you know that we're being a little bit more choosy on the films we decide to spend time with this year and, going forward. One day, of course, I'll throw it in the book of Filmgazm. Maybe it'll end up on that show or Beyond the Bad or whatever, but I'm sure at some point we'll talk about Choose or Die.
At one point, we'll get to it.
Yeah. But this is, this was a big one. Fantastic Beasts. This is a franchise maker or a franchise breaker, and it's looking like it's going to break.
Yeah. They were literally hinging on the box office of this to greenlight the fourth and fifth film, and I think it has still made below its budget and its opening weekend. So,
yeah, and that is embarrassing for a franchise that was once the hottest product in Hollywood. I mean, Harry Potter was the shit for 10 years.
So I'll get more into it. I'll get into it now. It kind of shows you as much as I love film, my issue with like a lot of the big studio backed films, like the big budget Hollywood productions, is they just run shit into the ground. This is what happens when you run shit. Don't make a spinoff. You actually care about this world and the characters and the audience, and to that extent, you get a franchise that has turned literally, like you said, for 10 years, like the biggest thing to come in the fantasy genre since probably, I would say, Lord of the Rings at the time.
Yeah.
Was a big hit. I'll admit, when the last one came out, I was crying. I cried a little bit in theater because it was over. I can't fully fucking admit that. It was, a big emotional moment. And you took all that well-being and said, here's a soulless cash grab fucking spinoff franchise. Have at it. And as you're seeing in the box office, people are like, go fuck yourself if you don't want this. Like the fact that I went to this and we felt left just cold and just like, what, why? But then the next day I went to go watch the indie film Thing Everywhere All at Once because it was finally playing at my theater. And there's really a small film, not backed by a huge studio, because A24 is a big name, but they're not a huge studio. But that was created with so much fucking heart, so much creativity, we're going to do whatever we want and just see if it sticks. Just a level of commitment I don't even see from this 200 million plus studio backed film. I had 10 times more fun with the smaller scale film. It's amazing how that happened this weekend. Harry Potter, I probably would have had more fun in its heyday. And yet now here I'm going, no, the smaller scale film I went to go see was way better.
Yeah, it reminds me of, I know this is a weird comparison, but SpongeBob, that episode when he got challenged to a burger cook-off with King Neptune, and Neptune's making, 1,000 burgers with magic, and SpongeBob makes one with love. It's like, yeah, that's what people want. People want something that's, that's good. Doesn't matter how much money it takes to make it. There's amazing movies that cost $600,000, and there's terrible movies that cost $200 million. This is a perfect example of one. But before we get into the nitty gritty, let's see what happened last week in film.
Last week in film.
First up, we got two trailers to discuss. We've got a new Netflix war drama called Operation Mincemeat, starring Colin Firth, Matthew McFadden, Kelly MacDonald, Penelope Wilton, and Jason Isaacs. Hits Netflix on May 11th. And, World War II dramas almost always seem to have Colin Firth. He's become the guy for World War II dramas. But this looks like an interesting story. It's a true story of a British Operation Mincemeat, to leave a corpse on German soil, or I think like washed up on Spanish soil. So they would then tell the Germans, and they were going to have fake documents in this corpse satchel that told of like a fake operation to confuse the Germans. And this is all the work and care that went into creating this fake out on the Germans. It looks very interesting. I plan on watching it.
Okay. I have not seen trailer for this, so I don't know how to feel. But it sounds interesting enough. So maybe I'll check out the trailer and see how I feel.
Nice, fair enough. And it is Netflix, but their track record this year's been pretty good.
Yeah, it's been better so far than it was last year.
True. Next, the master of body horror has returned. David Cronenberg has a new horror movie coming soon titled Crimes of the Future. The film stars Viggo Mortensen, Léa Seydoux, and Kristen Stewart. Release date is not yet set, but we do know it is in June of this year. This looks creepy and weird and classic Cronenberg.
This, I can't wait for this. When I saw, it's only, I think the trailer's less than like a minute, 'cause it's like a teaser. It's not even a full-on trailer.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's not a full trailer, whatever you want to call it. But this feels like old school Cronenberg, which we haven't gotten in years, like decades at this point, like this old school body horror Cronenberg.
I guess since I guess you could kind of count Dead Ringers.
To an extent, yeah. So I'd say since the 90s, maybe.
Yeah.
We haven't had this Cronenberg, so to kind of see him going back to that wheelhouse. And this just, I don't know, like I was hooked. I was hooked the moment I saw that trailer. I was like, okay, whatever this is, like I'm in. And just seeing him kind of go back to his roots with this, like I'm really excited for this film. I'm really fucking excited for this.
I got goosebumps when the title card from the mind of David Cronenberg came up because I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
We're going to do a full-blown Cronenberg appreciation week. You know we are.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I said, this is written and directed like this. I want to say it's been like over 20 years since he's done something like this in his career.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we got some new Cronenberg. I wonder what he's been up to.
Charging those batteries, obviously, from the looks of it.
Letting his kid have a bit of the spotlight, with Possessor and which was really good. So
yeah, I need to watch his kids stuff. He has two films. Possessors was his newest one, and before they did Antiviral, which I've heard good things about as well. So I really need to do like a double feature of those. Once I'm thinking after this next weekend, looking at the new release schedule for sneak preview movies, it's only like one movie or nothing at all. So it's about to get like lighter on these weekends. So I might start having some time to do some catch up on the films I've been wanting to see. And I'm thinking a double feature of him followed by the one I need to do for Raw and Titan. I really need to do that double feature one day. So that might be two double features coming up very soon for me. But yeah, he took his break. Brandon, that's his son's name, kind of came out. I know he's doing a new movie as well. I don't know much about it, but I heard he's working on a new film. And now we have this. And I've heard, I don't know how true this is. This shit's said all the time with festival films. Supposedly, someone claims he has seen the film already and that they expect the last 20 minutes to literally fuck people's minds mentally. That apparently it just like, they were like, oh, people will not know how to handle the last 20 minutes of this movie.
Anybody could pull that off. It's David Cronenberg after like recharging his batteries for 20 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like Videodrome times 100.
I was like, you better not be fucking playing me. Because if that's true, I don't know if I can handle.
I'm excited. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about this until you brought it to my attention. So I'm very excited now. I was not expecting a Cronenberg resurgence this year.
Yeah, I had heard about it for a while because he was casting for it. And I was like, oh shit, Cronenberg's finally doing like, and that was a big deal, was that he was casting and like, it was supposed to be his own film. So everyone was like, oh, okay. Obviously, kind of went quiet with the pandemic and stuff. And then all of a sudden, this past week, they're like, hey, so remember that Cronenberg film? Yeah, here's the teaser trailer. And it's coming out during cons. So it's going to be a con festival film. Nice. And then there was rumor for like a day that David Lynch was also going to do a new movie that premiere at cons, which I cannot imagine that kind of cons for a new Lynch and Cronenberg. Like, holy fuck. Um, but Lynch the next day shot that down. I was like, I'm not working on your movie.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. I feel like Lynch has done everything he wants to do. Like until something, until lightning strikes him, I feel like we're not going to hear from David Lynch for a while.
No.
But as far as Cronenberg, long live the new flesh. I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't wait. New Cronenberg is always welcome. I know I can definitely speak on Josh on this one. I know he's out doing the Navy thing right now, but he's a massive Cronenberg fan, so I know he is pumped at just the thought of this.
Hell yeah. Maybe that's when we finally break out The Fly.
Oh, we haven't done The Fly on here, have we?
We did the original one. Josh and I did the original one, but we have not done the 80s one.
You know what's funny? I listened to that episode thinking it was the 80s one. I didn't pay attention to the date you put on it. And I was like, oh shit, we did The Fly. And I was talking, I was like, Vincent Price wasn't in the 80s one. And I looked and I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, well, I've already started listening to this, so I'm just going to finish it now.
That's why I always put the year, because there's so many remakes out there. You want to be sure. And that was, one of the early picks from the book of Filmgazm, which has been so much fun. I love that we do that. I mean, I never would have picked the 50s Fly, but now it's part of our canon.
Yeah, Josh has a nice set from Shout Factory that has all the movies.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's so cool. Sweet. Yeah, June, we got new Cronenberg coming. Hopefully we get a more concrete release date soon so I can start scheduling some shit.
Yeah, anything that tells me it's coming outside the con so I can actually watch it.
Moving forward, Susan Sarandon has replaced Sharon Stone as villain Victoria Cord for the upcoming Blue Beetle movie. Apparently, Stone's involvement was announced prematurely. She had not yet signed on. She was in final negotiations. They fell through, and the production scooped up Susan Sarandon. So, cool.
Yeah. I like Susan Sarandon. Not a bad pick.
Yeah.
I still think it's weird that they're just making up villains for their films, so utilizing the comic source material.
Don't like that.
Yeah, and it's only DC. It's literally just a DC thing. I'm like, why are they doing that?
Even Marvel, when they have like a weird, obscure villain, like Iron Man 3, Aldrich Killian, it's still somebody from their canon. It's still a character.
Yeah, even when they've been going down the more obscure comics in general, like because that's what they've been reduced to. And now I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's like they've used all their big hits that they own now. Well, not now because they got some of that shit back.
Well, and they've managed to turn, obscure comics into giant colossal hits like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So they got the magic touch.
Yeah. So it's like they that should tell you that you can do it, DC. Just like Jesus Christ. Like, and I just don't, and with Blue Beetle, like that was supposed to be a Max film, but now it's theatrical. So I'm like, you clearly have faith in this movie. So why not just use one of the fucking villains from the comic? Because you clearly have faith in the movie.
Counterpoint, just to be devil's advocate here. DC does have a track record of creating original characters outside the comics that then become iconic as part of DC's catalog, like Harley Quinn. So maybe that, that's something to consider.
Sure. Isn't there like a bunch of like Arrowverse characters that are now like canon to the comics because of how successful that's been on the CW?
Yep.
Read that somewhere.
Diggle, for instance, he was an original character for Arrow. He's now a comic book character. Chloe Sullivan from Smallville. Like, yeah, they've been doing this for a long time.
I think the chick that played Tremer, I think she announced that she's she's making her comic appearance now, so she's about to be a comic character.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just so weird to me that it's like, but okay, DC, you do you. Again, look, at this point, I don't know if be mad or feel bad for that company anymore because like they're literally to me have been on a good path as of late. Just for the whole Discovery merger shit to happen. And then literally the jackass that's in charge of that to be like, so we want to do an extensive overhaul of DC films. I'm like, why? Why? It's doing fine right now. Leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah. You know what? This happens so often now. I've become numb to it.
It was just... I would have understood if they were so struggling had he said that, but when I read them, I'm like, why? They're literally doing fine. Like Batman's still making money. You had Peacemaker be your biggest hit fucking show on HBO Max. Like, why? Like, don't touch shit. Like, you've been fine for a while now. Like, just let Hamada, it's the one that's in charge of that division right now, do his fucking thing because he clearly knows what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah. Well, the more I learn about how little control DC actually has over their properties on film and television, and how Warner Brothers is really calling these shots, it feels like a hostage situation.
It is really, it's sad. It's like if, like, you know, they came in with that on Marvel and they're like, okay, now that we own Marvel, we know they're doing really good, but we want to do an extensive overhaul. Why? They're doing fine. I don't know. You don't do that when something's doing good. You do it when it's doing shit.
Yeah, Warner Brothers is like a pimp, and Disney is like a sugar daddy. Like, everything's fine as long as you provide. Whereas Warner Brothers very much like, where the fuck is my money? It feels like that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully whatever they're trying to do, I don't know, maybe it'll take this time. Here's hoping, but really, I don't know.
I think they've been doing just fine doing it the way they have, which is not really focusing on the shared universe aspects. It's its own thing each movie. It's been doing just fine. They've been huge successes now. Like, just leave it alone.
Yeah. That's not how it works.
At Warner Bros., no.
We're seeing it with Harry, with Fantastic Beasts right now. Where the fuck is my money? That's Warner Brothers. That's like their new slogan for me.
I'm at the point now where, like, if any studio needs to get bought, it's Warner Bros. Like, just someone buy this fucking company and be like, look, instead of taking your shitty management out on all your various franchises, let's work on your fucking management. How's that sound, guys?
Yeah, if all of your franchises are having problems, maybe it's you.
I don't think it's your franchises. I think it's you, buddy.
Oh boy.
I'm already scared for the Monsters universe because, like, it was supposed to end with Godzilla versus Kong, and now they're like, yeah, we think we can do more. And I'm like, oh, you guys about to fucking ruin a good thing, aren't you? You're about to ruin a goddamn good thing.
Well, reportedly, the movie is going to be Son of Kong. I heard that.
Yeah, and reportedly they're filming it already. I'm like, no. Tell me they can keep that shit. No, they can't. It's Warner Bros. They can't keep that shit quiet.
No.
They could barely keep quiet the drama filling fucking Justice League.
Justice League. Oh God. Yeah, the track record, it speaks for itself. It's a kind of a miracle we've gotten any concrete films out of this crazy ass relationship.
This is true.
Yeah. Moving on. Here's some bad news. Remember Cuba Gooding Jr., Oscar winner from '96, Rat Race, that horrifically offensive movie where he's like a straight dude who goes on a gay boat trip and is like, oh my God, hijinks.
Oh yeah, wasn't he also popped up in Halloween H2O and
Oh yeah,
Deep Blue Sea? Remember he was the cook?
In Deep
Was
Blue
that Cuba?
Sea, Deep Blue Sea was LL Cool J.
That was LL Cool J may have also been Halloween H2O. Am I confusing LL Cool J and Cuba?
He was in Halloween H2O as well.
I'm confusing them. You know what? Is it? I was about to say Cuba did Mama to Knock You Out, right?
Cuba Gooding Jr. is not a rapper.
God damn it. All right, so I forgot about Cuba Gooding Jr.
Jesus Christ. This is not the direction I expected this to go in. All right, LL Cool J is a rapper and an actor who did not do the bad shit I'm about to describe. He's cool.
He seems like a nice guy.
Cuba Gooding Jr. is the dude who wasted a post-Oscars bump, did a movie with some Huskies called Snow Dogs, did a bad, offensively gay movie, and then he played O.J. Simpson. Things were looking up, and then this happened.
He did do Snow Dogs. That's right. God, that was bad.
He has pled guilty to forcible touching, Apparently, he kissed a waitress without her consent and then grabbed another waitress's ass. He just
touching. That's a new one.
Yeah. Well, part of the plea deal, he avoids jail time, but he has to continue taking alcohol and behavior counseling, which he's been doing since 2019, and it clearly isn't taking if he's out there grabbing people.
Clearly not working, but okay.
Yeah. So turns out Cuba Gooding Jr. is a piece of shit. Who knew? Not you, because you thought he was LL Cool J.
I almost said knock you out, all right?
Oh my God. Thank you for making this a little bit more lighthearted. I appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for, apparently.
But yeah, apparently he's just, kissing random women, grabbing their asses, and now he's facing consequences, but not really.
I'm more surprised like forcible touching. Like, are we running out of are we just getting tired of saying sexual harassment? Are we just getting tired of using that? And we're like, we got to change up how we say this now.
Well, this sounds to me like it's straight up sexual assault.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, are we just tired of using the word sexual harassment / assault? So we're just like forcible touching.
Well, I think
harassment, assault, it sounds like to me.
I think it sounds like some lawyer speak for, and this isn't me talking, this is probably Cuba's lawyer saying it wasn't that big a deal, judge. Why don't we not label it something like sexual assault? And he'll plead. That's probably what happened. They're like, the headline, Cuba Gooding Jr. pleads guilty to sexual assault. Much bigger reaction than forcible touching. So that's some PR team bullshit.
Yeah. For those who remember who Cuba Gooding Jr. is, of course, that would be much bigger attention.
For everyone who remembers Show Me the Money and the longest acting Oscar acceptance speech ever.
Oh, yeah. He was in Jerry Maguire, wasn't he?
Yeah. That was his
Oscar. I am really rusty on my Cuba Gooding Jr.
I think most of America is. I really like the movie Rat Race, so that's how I primarily know Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, I thought he was in movies that he wasn't. It was a guy I like a lot better than LL Cool J.
I just love that you thought that Cuba was a rapper who did Mama Said Knock You Out. That's the best. Well, Cuba pled guilty. He's not doing any jail time, and he's going to keep doing the counseling that isn't working. So feels like he won.
He did win.
Yeah.
He did win. God damn it.
I know.
Hollywood. They just want them to keep working because who gives a shit?
I feel like he's down enough on the totem pole that he could face some real consequences, though.
I was like, he's really not that big of a star like he used to be. I'm not saying when I say that, because I kind of get tired of people they're not at the end of the day, as long as they're still working, they're doing fine, right? It doesn't matter if they're on the A-list or not. As long as they're still working, they're good. But even then, obviously everyone has their moment where they're really shining, more so at that point in their career than they are at that point in their career, blah, blah, blah. He hasn't really shined since I would say, the 90s, early 2000s?
Well, he had that big moment with The People versus O.J. Simpson, the American Crime Story.
Where he played OJ, right? He
did, yeah. That got him some Emmy attention. So that was a good career boost for him.
I do remember hearing about that because that's Ryan Murphy. Dude that does American Horror Story. That was his big new show. Yep. And I remember when they cast him, everyone was like, "Really, Cuba?" And apparently, I guess he blew people out of the water with it.
It's kind of the reaction he's had for most of his career. Really, Cuba? He's always third or fourth choice, I would imagine. But yeah, he's a piece of shit. So let that be known.
I'm just at a point where I'm is everyone in Hollywood just a piece of shit?
Not LL Cool J. He's doing fine. He's hosting something. I don't know what it is, but I know he's hosting something. He's always hosting something.
What if he pops up in Halloween Ends and I'm just sitting in the audience going, "Hey, Cuba."
Oh my God. I'm gonna remember this forever. This was perfect end to my day. Thank you. Next up, Walking Dead alum Andrew Lincoln has reportedly joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe in an undisclosed role. Fans have already begun speculating wildly. The biggest rumor is that he is going to be the MCU's Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, leader of the Fantastic Four. I must say, good choice, if that's true.
Yeah, and good for him because first off, this is the first time I've heard about this news. It has not popped up on IGN at all. I was unaware of this news. I usually use IGN to play disgusting for everything. But I mean, if this is true, like, hey, yeah, absolutely good for him. Because it looks like those Walking Dead movies that they were trying to fucking make a thing aren't being made a thing. Because I think it's safe to say most audiences don't give a shit about Walking Dead anymore. I always thought, and like getting aside of like feelings on Walking Dead, because I know we both had plenty of feelings on that very long running show.
Yeah,
I've always thought he was really, really good in that show. There was a lot of moments I'm like, this guy could get like a successful career. Because he was good. I think it was like season 5 of that show when it's like Rick snaps when he goes to Alexandria for the first time. That was some grade A acting throughout that particular season from him. Where like I think one of my favorite parts is when like he is like waving the gun around, he's fucking snapped. He's just like losing it.
He's beating the shit out of Jesse's husband, and he's like, "You're gonna kick me out?" Yeah, I love that. That's my favorite moment of Rick's in the entire series.
Yeah, yeah. So like he's had it in him. So to see Marvel saw something and said like, "Hey, we want to talk to you about something." The fact that's like you said, it's undisclosed tells me it's like major. Like this is a big role because usually it's like, oh, they're playing. When we got Frank Grillo play Crossbones. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like. No, this is, hey, we're talking to him and it's undisclosed. Oh shit. Okay. This is like a big thing then. Like, what you got him for? And it's not, I don't want to get too much into it because I really do get tired of, to an extent, hearing the MCU fans on the internet like theorize about everything. After I'm just like, just shut the fuck up, let's wait for the goddamn movie. But if rumors are true and theories are fucking true, he's not the only Walking Dead actor because apparently there's that big fucking rumor push that Norman Reedus are going to be our Ghost Rider.
I think they should just go full Walking Dead for the Fantastic Four.
Just get all of them.
Andrew Lincoln as Mr. Fantastic, Norman Reedus as the Thing,
Going.
Sarah Wayne Callies as Invisible Woman.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Give me.
I was going to say Lauren Cohen. I was going to say Lauren Cohen. I want to look at her more, but okay.
Sure, why not? Lauren Cohen as Invisible Woman. Try and think of a good Human Torch. Give that to.
Give it to Chris Evans again.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's keep Chris Evans. Why not? And Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Dr. Doom.
Don't the fans have a theory that it's going to be Ethan Hawke revealing himself as Doom?
Yeah, there's a theory that Ethan Hawke's character on Moon Knight, Arthur Harrow, is actually Dr. Doom under an assumed identity, which could be neat if they do it correctly, but probably not.
I don't put much faith. Like I said, I don't really put a lot of faith in the fan theories because, like,
they're never right.
They're never right. I kind of get tired of it where I'm like, I get the fun, I get the excitement, but at the same time, I'm like, let's just watch the movie and see what happens, guys. Like, just calm the fuck down.
Yeah, fair enough. And this could be bullshit, This could be misreported information. Andrew Lincoln could have nothing to do with the MCU. But I saw it from a few different sources, so I thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah, and I mean, that's true, too. Like, a lot of times it could be, like I said, the whole thing with Norman is, like, it's literally people just going, yeah, we think he's talking to Marvel. We've heard. I'm like, well, so you don't know. And the thing, the reason I feel the way I do about all these like fan theories about who they're talking to, is ever since the whole fiasco with Jason Statham happened, where people were theorizing for fucking ever that he was going to play Bullseye in season 3 of Daredevil. I remember actually getting excited because that was when I was like kind of on board with all these fan theories and stuff. I was like, ooh, okay, that's interesting. And I was like, when they mentioned it, I was like, oh my God, yes, like I love Statham. He'd be a perfect Bullseye. I'm like, MCU's going to get him. Fuck yeah. And then come to find out, because he heard about those rumors, and the push for it, he backed out. He got cold feet and backed out and was like, yeah, I was talking to Marvel, but I just, with all the push going on, I decided to back out. I'm like, fuck you. So I have like a thing now kind of against all those fans online where I'm just like, fuck you. You guys took the one thing I was excited for from me.
Well, with Daredevil and Kingpin kind of getting their, reintroduction into the MCU, maybe Statham might, express interest in making that happen, for real this time. I don't know.
Hopefully. I remember just being real mad when he said that. He's like, yeah, it's true. And, you guys found out we were trying to keep it secret. I can't remember if he backed out or Marvel because it started to pick up, said, okay, like, no, we're finding someone else. But at some point, it just stopped. Like, the conversation ceased and they parted ways because of the fucking fan theories. And I was like, God fucking damn it, man. So that's why I try not to put a lot of, like, things into this. If they're talking to Andrew Lincoln, awesome. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with him.
Yeah.
If they're talking to Norman Reedus, cool. I don't think he's going to be a good Ghost Rider. I like Norman Reedus. His range is incredibly limited.
I think, I honestly haven't seen him do anything else besides just play like, Mumble Man from Georgia. So outside The Walking Dead, I'd like to see what he could do. Like I remember like Blade 2. Yeah, Blade 2 and The Walking Dead's kind of it for me.
And Boondock Saints. He's in both Boondock Saints.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Boondock Saints. He's got some decent range. As long as it's, action-y guy with a gun.
Exactly.
But Ghost Rider's just action-y guy with a chain. He'll be fine.
Gotta have some moments of thematic depth in a Marvel movie.
Not with Ghost Rider, you don't.
Wow. Way to trash the MCU like that. They are an elevated superhero company, okay?
Whatever you say. I think Ghost Rider's a cool character. I don't think it requires a lot of range.
Wow.
As long as you can ride a motorcycle, I think you'll be fine.
Wow. You think DC is better too? Is that it? You think they deserve that Oscar win?
What Oscar win?
Well, the Oscar win. It counts. It's on IMDb.
What, best makeup for Suicide Squad? Yeah, I don't agree with that because that's the only Oscar the DCEU has ever actually won.
Fan-worthy moment, what the fuck it was called?
It's not a real Oscar.
It's a real Oscar.
There's no statue, so it's not an Oscar.
It's a real Oscar. You can't deny it.
Bullshit. And I'm going to make up my own fucking Oscar category and win something because apparently you can do that now. It's horseshit.
Point being is if they're talking to Andrew Lincoln, cool. If not, okay. But if they're cool.
I wouldn't be nearly as upset about the fan Oscar if it hadn't been like vote bombarded by the fucking Snyder fan.
I'll say that. Yeah, that's what pissed me off. That was like so vote bombed. I'm like,
yeah, both of them.
I'm like, first off, you should have found a way to combat the vote. Actually, not even combat. As soon as you saw that got vote bombed, be like, okay, these don't count. We're not doing it. Secondly, you should have only included shit from that year. Like, why did you even think about allowing stuff from outside of the year? Because I'm sorry, like, no, cheerworthy moment was not that stupid shit he did in The Flash, which if you just watch the TV show, he does like almost once every season.
What also the top 5 cheerworthy moments in movie history are The Matrix, Dreamgirls, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's the best you got for all of cinematic history?
The only one you could have kept on there was Spider-Man No Way Home.
I would have kept Endgame, the Avengers Assemble. That's a big moment.
Oh, wait, I forgot they had Endgame on there. Yeah, I would have kept that one too.
But like, the bullet dodge is cool, but
it's chill worthy.
Yeah, Dreamgirls, get that the fuck out of here.
Yeah, what part? Even if you like the movie, what part's chill worthy? It's a fucking dark trauma movie. What part are you cheering at in that fucking movie?
I don't know. I mean, just off the top of my head, the shark exploding in Jaws. There's a good one. Something pre-90s.
Could have put some Lord of the Rings moments in there, maybe. I don't know.
The charge of the Rohirrim. I don't know. How about, Luke, I am your father. How about that? I mean,
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't care for those. I don't count them as real Oscar wins because they're not. If Zack Snyder wants to win an Oscar, like, he's gonna have to try a little harder. And by that I mean a lot harder.
He is. He's doing his rejected Star Wars script into an original sci-fi movie for Netflix. And expanding the hit film, the great award-worthy film that was Army of the Dead into a Netflix universe.
Luckily, I don't have to fucking watch it anymore. If I'm going to skip Top Gun, you can be goddamned right. I'm going to skip everything Zack Snyder does from here on out.
I didn't even want to watch Army of the Dead. I watched it. First, if I saw how long it was, I was like, are you fucking shitting me? 2.5 hour zombie film? Why? And then I watched it and I was like, oh, God, this is bad.
Yeah. And then I think that won the movie moment of the year, didn't it? The fucking zombie jumping into a helicopter.
Yeah, which I'm like, really? That moment? No.
Unbelievable. It's a fucking cult. It's not admiration for film. It's worshiping Zack Snyder.
And only recently, they weren't there when he was making good films like 300 and Watchmen, and I would say the remake of Dawn of the Dead. I actually enjoy that quite a bit. I was like, they weren't there for that, but when he went to shit and did these weird DC films I'm not that big into, all of a sudden they came out in fucking droves.
Yeah, I think it's gotten to the point where he knows he's got a fan base, so he doesn't have to try that hard. They'll eat whatever shit he throws at them.
And he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't. All right. That was a nice rant. I feel nice and refreshed. All right.
You?
I do.
Really, all this to say is, hey, if they're talking to Andrew Lincoln, awesome. Hell yeah. Scoop him up for the MCU.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's playing. If it is an undisclosed role, that's extra exciting to me. Because that means it's something big.
Whoever he plays, I would love to see them interact with the Punisher.
Right? What if they ask him to keep his Southern accent? They're like, look, we really need you to do the Southern accent still.
They both have no accent. The second they see each other, they just start talking in a Southern accent. And people around them are like, what are you doing? What is this?
John Berthold's just rubbing his head a lot.
Oh my God. That would be funny. Oh man.
God, I would love to see them interact. Absolutely. But you know what? I have no faith in Marvel anymore when it comes to that shit. Because I'm still mad that you had 2 Game of Thrones actors on screen in Eternals and not a single fucking joke was made.
Well, and they're both in love with a chick named Cersei.
Yeah. I was like, not a quick line. I wasn't even saying you need to do this outlandish, thing where all of a sudden we break the movie to do a Game of Thrones. Just a quick line. He says something as simple as, you know nothing. Or, looks like winter is coming. Just fucking something.
I'm still upset that in Avengers Infinity War, we never got a no shit Sherlock moment between Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch.
God damn it.
Yeah. So they don't do that.
I don't know that. Yeah. I'm like, just you make quips all right. Just do it. Just.
Yeah. Well, all right. Time to get sad.
That's what Deadpool 3 is going to be for. He'll make all those quips for us. When we
Exactly. That'll be fun. Time to get sad. We got some sad news to finish up here, as we always do. Comedic actress Liz Sheridan has passed away at 93 years old from natural causes. She's known mostly for playing Helen, Jerry's mother on the hit sitcom Seinfeld. This comes surprisingly pretty soon after the passing of Estelle Harris, who played George Costanza's mom, and Seinfeld fans everywhere are paying their respects to these 2 hilarious TV moms. Weird that these 2 deaths happen so close to each other.
Yeah, just losing TV moms one after the other.
Apparently. But yeah, his parents were always insufferable and annoying, just like George's. And I love watching them. They're funny.
I've only seen a couple episodes of Seinfeld here and there because my parents, my mom was a big fan when I was growing up. So I'm not too familiar with them, but I am sure I've probably seen them and just don't remember.
I went ahead and binged the whole show a few years ago when I found it on Hulu because I'd seen a few episodes and I thought it was really funny. And yeah, it's still hilarious. It holds up. Okay. And the reason it holds up is because of the cast. Everybody, even the minor characters, everyone's hilarious.
I mean, that's like when it comes to sitcoms, it's like anything else, right? It really depends on the cast and the writing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not one of those that personally I could care less about the laughing in the background. I get where it comes from anyway.
Yeah.
Where its origins started and why they like to keep doing it. It's just at this point like a thing to do with sitcoms. But like it's like anything else, right? Depending on the cast and the writers, usually depends on it's good. And they're always just sitcoms are just nice to watch because they're easy. You know what I mean? It's just an easy, quick, like 30-minute thing to watch and laugh at and move on.
Yeah, it's comfort food. If you're having a bad day, if you're stressed about something, you'll throw on a sitcom and just laugh your problems away for a little bit. I do that all the time.
Exactly. There's like how many iconic ones at this point? Like you got Seinfeld. For a lot of people, you got Friends. I'm not really big into Friends, but I know a lot of people that enjoy it. For me, my comfort one is that 70s show. Love that 70s show. I know you're not into it. I know you're not a fan. I do like Big Bang Theory. I know. I think it was Sheldon. You said that really was the main reason that turned you off a lot. Which I get. I get where you're coming from. Again, I'm a fan. If you're going real classic, I love my all-time comfort one is actually Boy Meets World. That's my all-time comfort one. Love that show.
If we're talking laugh track sitcoms, my go-to, my all-time favorite is Frasier. I adore Frasier. I've watched that show all 11 seasons like 7-8 times. It's just one I could watch forever.
Frasier is so honestly.
Frasier's funny as hell. And then Third Rock from the Sun. I love that show as well. That's a solid, just great idea, great concept, incredible cast, and just a nice, laugh your troubles away kind of show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Seinfeld, of course. Never really liked Friends. Big Bang Theory I couldn't stand, and that 70s show is funny for me, but like I need it in like doses. I can't watch in like so much of it at once. I need like 3 episodes and then I'm good.
No, I can keep going. I laughed so hard at that show.
I get it. Are you gonna watch the new one they're doing?
I'm going to check it out. Yeah. At first I was like, oh, but then when I'm hearing that like it's bringing back Kurtwood Smith and Eric's mom. Fuck, I forget the actress's name. But they're both coming back and it's gonna be Donna and Eric's kid. I'm like, I mean, we're technically getting to that point. The 80s have had their nostalgia because the filmmakers that grew up in that period are making shit now. Now we're seeing the filmmakers that grew up in the 90s are making shit now. So we're kind of seeing the 90s get that nostalgia treatment that the 80s got. And I can't deny it, man. I was born in 92. So like, it's like, yeah, I'll probably give it a shot. I watched Fuller House for Christ's sakes. Like I gave that one a shot because I was like, I did like Full House. Let me see how this one goes. And I'm like, cheesy, it's stupid, but I can't stop watching. Again, comfort. I was like, it's an easy fucking watch. I laugh a couple times here and there. So
Frasier's coming back. Kelsey Grammer's been working on a revival, but apparently the rest of the cast isn't involved. So I'm
it's a weird revival. Like Paramount Plus are reviving a lot of shows, and I saw that was one of them. And it's weird because it's like they're not all come back. It's like strange. I actually look, since we're just admitting things we watch. I've been watching the iCarly revival because I used to watch the original show when I was younger. I've been watching that and I'm like, this is actually kind of funny. Like, I laugh. It cracks me up.
Okay, that's nice. I'm just concerned about the Frasier thing because the reason that show worked is because of the chemistry of the lead characters. You had Kelsey Grammer, of course, David Hyde Pierce, John Mahoney, Jane Leeves, and Perry Gilpin. Like all of them together made that show hilarious. So you take all of them out but Kelsey Grammer, I don't think this is going to work.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said to my original point. A lot of sitcoms work, to me, largely depending on the cast and how much you get invested into the cast. Probably more than any other type of comedy out there when it comes to TV. Like, you have to be invested in these characters. And yeah,
you gotta have those will they, won't they relationships. You gotta have those milestones. You gotta have those emotional moments. And if you don't buy the cast, you're not gonna buy any of that.
Yeah, and in case of Frasier, you're doing a reboot, and if you're like, we're gonna take out all the cast members except the title characters, like, then why am I watching?
Yeah. Well, first of all, John Mahoney died a few years ago, so already it's like, is this worth it if we don't have Martin? Like, no.
Yeah, and like it to me, like whereas like I know Superior, like you just brought up right that '90s show where they're not bringing back the whole cast, obviously, but it's like it makes more sense to me though that they may not bring back the whole cast because it's Donna and Eric's kid, and as we've seen in life, you don't always stay friends with people you go to fucking high school with, or even college with. So it's like to me, it makes more sense that the whole cast may not return for that. And even then, I'm sure they can convince Mila Kunis. And even I know Ashton Kutcher doesn't really act a lot anymore. He's more about his businesses. But I'm sure they could convince them to do like a cameo at some point and come back here and there.
Well, especially since, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are married with kids now. It'd be nice to see that. They'd probably do it together.
Yeah, I'm sure they do it again if I have time. I'm sure it won't be hard to get Wilmer Valderrama to come back as Fez. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they'll be back. It'll be like Full House, right? Where they were like, yeah, it's this, these people grown up with their own kids, but they brought back up until Lori Loughlin felt the need to get involved in that college fucking scandal with her kid. Yeah, they were all back up until that point. And they actually even made jokes about the Olsen twins because they had asked the Olsen twins, like, hey, would you want to come back just as your character? And they were like, yeah, no, we're very much adamant about not acting anymore. So they actually had like little funny jokes they would make where they're like, yeah, they couldn't make it. They're doing their fashion thing. And then they just stop and look at the camera.
So not exactly subtle about it.
That's not subtle, but I mean, they admit they're like, hey, it's no hard feelings. We're just going to have our fun.
I don't know. They don't seem like the type to take a joke. But whatever.
I was like, well, I don't know about the chick that plays Stephanie and DJ in them, but come on, Bob Saget, John Stamos, they can take a joke. We know Bob Saget.
I mean the Olsen twins.
Oh, even the Olsen twins.
Yeah, I know Bob Saget can take a joke. Are you fucking kidding me? But yeah, the Olsen twins always seemed kind of high strung and weird, and wasn't really sure what their deal was.
They probably didn't take it very well. I don't think they really interacted with them a lot post the show, but I mean,
I think there was some drug thing. I mean, it's child actors. They always they either grow up like perfect or they grow up with drugs. There's not a lot of middle ground there. Well, anyway. Rest in peace, Liz Sheridan. Thank you for your contribution to some of our favorite sitcoms.
Yeah, we don't get to talk about sitcoms a lot like that often on the show, so.
Not really. I had an idea for a TV-centered podcast, but frankly, it would burn us all the fuck out, so I abandoned that idea.
Yeah. I'm sure we can find a way to get TV in here somehow that doesn't burn us out.
I was thinking like mini podcasts or something, but I don't know. It just seems like a lot more work on my end. It's just I do enough.
Yeah.
One day, maybe.
R.I.P. Thank you for the sitcom and raising your place in sitcom history.
Speaking of R.I.P., we lost a legend this week. Fearless comedian and voice actor Gilbert Gottfried has passed away at 67 years old after a long battle with a rare heart condition. Godfrey was known for his uniquely shrill voice that lent itself to animated characters like Iago in Disney's Aladdin and interdimensional mischief maker Mxyzptlk on Superman the Animated Series. He also appeared in films such as Problem Child, Beverly Hills Cop 2, The Comedian, and A Million Ways to Die in the West as a fake Abraham Lincoln in a scene that always makes me laugh.
Remember I think we saw that together, right? We saw it at the theater.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that just going, what the fuck? Why is Gilbert Gottfried popping up in this movie?
Well, I just love Seth MacFarlane turning to his friend like, I don't think this is really for the president. Just like matter of factly, like something's off about this guy. Oh God, I was so fucking sad when I found out about this. Gilbert Gottfried was one of those dudes that was just seems like he's always been there, always joking about anything he fucking wanted to. I mean, his voice was so iconic, maybe the most iconic voice in comedy ever.
Or he had a voice that as soon as you heard it, you knew it was him.
Oh my God. Yeah. This dude was so recognizable. And he was a fearless stand-up comic. He didn't give a shit. I watched the roast of Hugh Hefner, which happened in late September 2001. And Gilbert Gottfried made a joke about 9/11 on that stage 3 weeks after 9/11.
Oh my God.
He told a crowd of people, I have to catch a flight to California after this, but it's not a direct flight. We have to stop at the Empire State Building first. Yeah, and that was the reaction of that room. He got booed, he got hissed at, like it was bad.
No, like the crowd legit like turned on him.
Oh, straight up, immediately. They were like, somebody yelled out too soon. It was rough. So to win the crowd back, he told the aristocrats joke.
Oh, the famous aristocrats joke.
Yep. Took his own spin on it. I watched it. It was ridiculously over the top. Rob Schneider nearly has a heart attack laughing on stage. And he wins back the crowd after a tasteless 9/11 joke. 3 weeks after the actual terrorist attack, he wins back the crowd with the aristocrats. No comedian alive today could do that.
Well, no, they get slapped on stage, and then the person that slaps them would get applauded on Twitter.
Oh God. Gilbert Gottfried. He also made a joke when massive tsunami hit Japan. Like the day after, he tweeted some tasteless shit like, I hope they have insurance, hashtag Aflac, like some stupid shit that got his ass fired from Aflac. But like the balls of this guy to just say like, oh, that's funny, and just go with it. He didn't care.
Yeah. What a comedy fucking legend in Gilbert Gottfried. Like, I was not expecting to hear about this. There's a lot this year that I was not expecting to hear. And it's only April, for Christ's sakes. But
earlier this year, there was a photograph taken of Bob Saget, Louis Anderson, and Gilbert Gottfried. And they are all dead now. What the fuck?
Don't take pictures of comedians in one picture, please.
Well, they were taking it together. Like Bob Saget was taking a selfie with Louis Anderson and Gilbert Gottfried, like at some function, and now they're all gone. I can't believe that. So we've lost so much funny in the world this year.
Funny and rock, because there was Taylor Hawkins not too long ago.
I'd label him as part of the funny. I saw Studio 666, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
It's really funny.
What a bummer, man.
God damn it. Yeah, that's a bummer hearing about Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah. There's a documentary made about him a few years ago that I want to watch now. I might watch that tonight, where he just kind of talks about like how the hell this weird little guy with a crazy ass voice became one of the biggest names in comedy.
God damn it, Gilbert.
Rest in peace, man. Thank you so much for making me laugh.
Yep, thank you for laughs. Thank you for Aladdin. That's obviously where I remember him the most from. Love Aladdin. I think I own Aladdin. I think it was one of the ones I own. And Disney's yes, I do.
I've got a DVD of all 3 Aladdin movies. But this was back before Disney was releasing Blu-rays all the time, and the DVDs were rare, like out of the vault and all that.
Oh, I used to hate when they did that bullshit.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the vault. Go fuck yourself, Disney.
Well, now I get Disney movies super cheap because of Disney Plus. So I go to half price books, and Disney movies are like $3 to $5 now because nobody's buying them.
Ever since Disney Plus happened, like even getting the Blu-rays from Disney, they've like started marketing their fucking Blu-rays, and I'm like, thank you, Disney. Jesus Christ.
I'm buying them all up just in case Disney decides to abandon this project, because they fucking will. It's not like they need it.
Yeah. I don't know. So far, I'm staying hopeful that they're not going to do that. Because I'm hearing rumors that Warner Bros. Going back to those fucktards, we're going to cease physical releases. In 2022, and we're in April. They're still releasing shit physical. So I wonder if they got like backlash from that or something.
Well, keep buying them, because you never know when Warner Bros. Will just randomly be like, all right, we're done.
Oh no, I'm gonna keep buying it. James Bond just announced, speaking of which, a 4K of Malignant that I'm fucking grabbing, because if any film that's come out recently was a 4K, it's Malignant. That fucking that thing's gonna pop.
But back to Aladdin. I love Iago's arc in The Return of Jafar, from just going from Jafar's lackey to an actual hero. And Gilbert Gottfried did a great job voicing that character and convincing me. And also, he's got a musical number in that movie, so you get to hear his shrill ass voice sing.
God, can you imagine trying to film the first Aladdin? You have Gilbert fucking Gottfried doing in one voice booth and Robin Williams in the other. Both titans of comedy. Both know, Gilbert, both are known for being able to just riff in their own way, especially Robin Williams, fucking a mile a minute riffing. Like,
Dude,
dear God.
there is so much R-rated shit they had to cut out of Aladdin because he would just, start performing and just keep going. He wasn't censoring anything. So there's so much R-rated content of Genie saying just random shit that we will never hear because it's been locked away.
Did I tell you about the video that someone sent me of him performing in a military base?
Yeah, you told me about that. That was awesome.
Yeah. Well, for those who haven't, I'll go ahead and describe it here because I don't know if it was on the show I told you about it or not. But there's a video of I don't know which branch of the military, but Robin Williams is performing at a military base, probably part of the USO thing that they like to do. They get celebrities on the bases to meet the troops. And for those who are on the military, all bases do it at 8 every morning, and then at sunset every evening, they perform colors, which is basically just the Pledge of Allegiance, right? For the flag. Every single night, there's a 5-minute warning followed by the actual Pledge of Allegiance, right? They fucking started doing it. It's called colors. So they started playing colors. So during his fucking act, and I guess no one told him that, a bunch of Marines in the audience are watching him stand up, face the other direction, and salute immediately, because that's what you gotta do. And he's standing there going, what the fuck? Like, what? As soon as it's over, someone was out and they go like, he's like, guys, what was that? And they yell at him, they're like, it was colors. He's like, what? They're like, we had to do the Pledge of Allegiance. He goes, you realize how fucking scared I was seeing all you fuckers stand up and turn around in unison? He's like, no one told me that.
Oh my God, that's funny. That's good. That's hilarious. I was watching Ron White, one of his specials, and he did a USO tour, but his he had a bit of a slip of the tongue, and he said he was on a UFO tour. And he stopped himself and he's like, yeah. It's like, God damn it. He's like, yeah, all sorts of different planets. I tour all the time. So funny shit. But yeah. I bet Robin Williams and Gilbert Gottfried are having a funny fucking time right now in the afterlife, just cracking jokes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace. God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, with that, time to get to our films of the day. As always, we've got the recent Shudder release. So, Caleb, why don't you tell us a bit about The Cellar?
This was a film that saw the return of Alicia Cuthbert after kind of taking a break from the genre. I know she was I kind of took a break from it. She was doing a lot of TV work. She was in the show Happy Endings, I believe is what it's called. So it's kind of like her coming back to the genre after a pretty bad experience in the film Captivity that she is very open about, to her credit. With this one, she's really good in it. The performances are really good. The thing that held this one back from me, and it not being like this kick-ass, like she's back and in a great movie. So it's a very familiar feeling film. This is very much a paranormal fucking film. And I am personally at that point where I have seen so many goddamn paranormal demonic movies. I'm like, it can't really do much to surprise me. So admittedly, like the film, it feels very familiar until like the last 20 minutes. And it takes this fucking turn into like Fulci's vision of hell shit, like that you kind of briefly see in the Beyond, like just this left turn out of goddamn nowhere and an oblique as fuck ending. And I remember thinking like, God, if the rest of the movie had just been as out there as this ending was. Because I remember like for the most part, I was just kind of sitting going, okay, this isn't bad, but it's also nothing like I haven't really seen before. Like at least she's really good in it. You know, she's killing it. And then I got to the end, I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck movie am I watching now? What happened? So with that, I also am going to probably give it a 7 out of 10. Not terrible, just not something like, or in those final 20 minutes when Nick goes for it, it's not something I haven't actually, I haven't seen somewhere else in slightly better film.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bummer when that happens. There's only so much you can do with certain subgenres that it ends up just kind of feeling derivative. And I don't really think that's in most cases, I don't think that's like the screenwriter's fault or anything. It's just, it's hard to make something that stands out, something that's original, especially, when it comes to like ghost movies.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you could argue that that's probably the probably has the most amount of films in horror is like the paranormal subgenre in general.
Yeah.
But especially, ever since like Conjuring and Insidious came out and really just blew the doors off for people to be, that's what they want to see. And it's like all we got for years. And we're kind of I would say we're at the tail end of that now, because I haven't heard a peep of a new Conjuring film since the third one came out. It sounds like the slasher revival was in full swing again. And the Stephen King resurgence. So that seems to be the two big things going on. So it's like I said, like the film is very well made. Like I said, it's not. If you're looking for like an easy watch and you want something maybe to watch with like family, so it's not really a lot of gore. There's no violence in this film. Like it's actually not a bad film for a film to watch with the family. Because you could watch it with family and probably get away with it. Or you're looking for something for date night or something, like you can't go wrong with this. And like I said, if you're like, like me, like Alicia Cuthbert, happy to see her come back. Not the worst film she could have picked to come back to the genre for, you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Based off interviews, it sounds like she really enjoyed her time on the film. So like I said, like I said, for me, the biggest thing holding it back was like, it's just a lot of it was stuff I've seen before.
No.
But if you want to see a wild last 20 minutes, goddamn, does it go there in the last 20 minutes?
Well, as I've been doing with all the Shudder releases you've been talking about, I'll throw it in the book. And, if it comes up as something we do down the road, great.
Yeah. What's funny is they only have actually one more film for this month, because the last weekend of April, they're only doing it this time, but they're not doing it next month. The last weekend of April, they are not showing a new film. Instead, they're dedicating that Friday to the premiere of Last Drive-In, Trobar Biggs, the season 4 premiere. So it's like, yeah, we're not doing a movie, but we're giving you Last Drive-In. And I'm like, no, I'll take that. Next month they already have something I cannot wait to see. It's like Spider Night over again for me. This foreign film I've heard crazy insane things about called The Sadness. They picked it up. It's coming out next month. I've heard this film is so fucking like out there in its gore and violence. It's been making waves on the festival circuit because of it. I cannot wait.
Okay. I'll remember that. Sadness.
The Sadness. I've heard reviews. I've literally like reviews have said the screenshots you've seen, they've released some pretty bloody fucking violent screenshots. But like that's not even the tip of the iceberg. I've heard like from a lot of reviews like this shit goes places.
Nice. Well, I've been watching, I've been watching what I watched from Shudder based pretty much solely on your recommendations. So I'll keep that in mind. Sounds like something worth checking out.
Sadness might be a recommendation. From what I've heard about it, it's like, fuck yeah, Shudder got this type of thing. Like it's been getting a lot of like good press and like saying like if you're a horror fan, you gotta check this one out type of stuff.
Nice. With that, let's talk Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. Yeah, here we go. This is the third film in what, by all accounts, should have been a surefire win for Warner Brothers from day one. 2016's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was a huge hit, but as we said earlier, pretty sure that's mostly due to the fact that Harry Potter was, coming back and everyone was freaking out. The film itself, I watched it again for the first time a couple days ago before I went and saw the third one, and I found myself wandering out of the room to do other stuff. It's a very dull film.
Yeah.
Then 2018, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, the one that proved to everybody that while J.K. Rowling is a really good storyteller, she's not a very good writer.
So I get a script writer.
I know what I said. But it's this one was just awful. I blocked out all memory of it. When I went to see Secrets of Dumbledore, I saw it at the Draft House, and they had a pre-show that did kind of a previously on Fantastic Beasts, and gave you a play-by-play of part 2 in case there was anything you forgot about. And I had forgotten everything. I didn't remember anybody's name. I didn't remember events of the film. It was an empty slate.
I legit thought the characters they were introducing in this one, like in this new one, all the characters, I was like, are these new characters? And then when I was looking it up, I'm like, oh shit, they were in the last movie? It's like, where the fuck were they in the last movie?
Same deal. I had a whole thing prepped about how we're just now meeting his indispensable assistant. And then it's like, no, wait, we met her last time.
Yeah. I had to make sure when I was writing my review, because I was about to be like, is this really a film they introduced much new characters like we haven't seen them before? And I looked and I was like, oh no, they did introduce characters. I just forgot because that's how bad your movie was.
Yeah, exactly. And this one, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, was not supposed to be the end of the franchise. There were 2 more in the original game plan here. But after the last one underperformed drastically, and this new one is underperforming even worse, Warner Brothers is probably going to kibosh this and probably start from scratch on something Harry Potter related in like 5 years.
Yeah, like I said, I've heard rumors of HBO Max shows being considered. I know we kind of talked about it before we recorded. So to further support, because I haven't finished the episode yet, what you guys were talking about on Oscar Sunday. So because I know Austin listens to our shows as well. So this applies to his ears as well. They are, from what I've heard, right, the rumblings I've heard, that there are various Harry Potter things being thrown out for ideals, being toyed with, that they are very much actively looking at HBO Max shows to do within the universe. So HBO, we might, like I said, so far those rumblings are definitely being supported with the fact that they were looking at the box office for this one. So that kind of tells me they're like, okay, can we just kibosh this and fucking just focus on a TV show on Max instead? Take it back a more safer bet with that. So that's what it sounds like.
Well, I hope they work that out, because this has been a disaster. And just, all the shit surrounding this movie specifically. Fate was against it. First off, there's the pandemic, which is still impeding theater release, box office, to a degree. Then you've got J.K. Rowling's constant stream of transphobic tweets that she can't seem to stop.
It's like pandemic to a degree, because Batman has made $750 million right now. So to a degree, yes. But
with no pandemic, that movie would have skyrocketed to $1 billion by now.
Probably. It's the fact that it's still making money is pretty fucking impressive.
That is good. I'm happy. But you got the transphobic tweets. You've got the Johnny Depp recasting controversy, and
I was about to say not just that, but the fact that the libel case is happening this fucking week.
I was about to say that. Like, what are the fucking odds?
Did Depp do that on purpose? Was he like, I want to fucking sabotage this film that you fired me from?
I don't think that was his call. I think that just happened. But yeah, the libel case is happening right now. So everyone's looking at, Johnny Depp and the psycho whore he got hitched to. I'm not mincing words. I hate her so much.
No, I don't like her either.
Yeah. Have you seen the videos of what's been going on with the libel case? How her assistant has.
I don't read things here and there, so I don't know what her assistant said.
Or her assistant talked about how mentally and physically abusive Amber Heard has been to her over the years. And as she's laying out specific examples, the camera is panning over to Amber Heard, and you can see her ass smiling. She's a fucking sadist. She enjoys destroying people.
You know what's scary? She's from Texas. She's giving Texas a bad name.
Yeah, she's giving.
Well,
Yeah,
actually, you know what? With some laws Texas has made, is she really giving Texas a bad name? Texas
she's
is kind
giving
of like,
she's giving gold digging whores a bad name. That's for sure.
there we go. I can take that. I was about to say Texas is kind of fucking itself here.
Yeah, Texas
Recently.
already is not in. Is not winning any popularity contests right now. Regrettably,
No.
and Amber Heard isn't helping. But the weird thing is, people are still like, she's probably going to win this. It's fucking ridiculous. They don't take abuse against domestic abuse against men seriously in any capacity.
No.
I've seen videos of them at red carpet screenings, and she like raises her hand to wave at somebody, and Johnny Depp fucking flinches because he thinks he's about to get smacked. Like that's horrifying. He's like, I want justice. God damn it, we all want justice.
Look, it's been my whole thing when I talk about the Me Too movement, which is I'm glad there's something to get people to speak up and finally have their voices heard. But it's surprising to me that the only people allowed to do that apparently are women, because apparently children and men we don't listen to when it happens to them. And I'm like, what the fuck world do we live in that I'm one of those. I'm like, look, I'm gonna listen to anyone that tells me. I don't care your gender, your age. Like, abuse is abuse. Like, it doesn't matter if it's, who it is. Like, it's horrific in any way. And actually, I'd argue, no offense, ladies, child abuse is the worst fucking thing to me. I'm sorry. You can, in some cases, fight back. A child cannot.
Oh boy. Okay. Might want to. All right.
I'm not saying like I'm not condoning abuse, but I get more horrified when like a child comes up about some shit that goes on. That makes me want to kill someone.
Well, I'm just bummed that Johnny Depp's going to lose probably his career over this. He was an idiot for hooking up with her in the first place, and this movie.
Wasn't there rumors like swirling that she was like why Jason Momoa and like Lisa Bonet? Is that who he's married to?
Mm-hmm.
We're like supposedly like splitting up, but now they're amending, they're rekindling their marriage.
Yeah, she's been because of Aquaman 2 and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's true. I gotta choose to believe he's smarter than that.
I would so too. Like I said, I hear they're making up, so it sounds like all things are good now. But I just remember hearing like that was a big rumor, was that it was because of her, and I'm like, well, I don't like Amber Heard. Where's the evidence that it's her? And like, you guys think?
Well, so that's happening while this movie comes out.
It is amazing how like everything's against this film.
Johnny Depp got fired from this movie over allegations of domestic abuse, and they hired Mads Mikkelsen to replace him, and frankly he phoned it in.
He's still better than Johnny Depp, I thought. And I don't even like I usually like Johnny Depp and stuff, but I never really thought he was that good in the second film. And I blame the script more than I blame him. I think these scripts are just not good for these guys playing this role.
I think Depp at least was trying to do something different with a character. Like he was trying to bring some menace or some unique, weird shit to this guy. I feel like Mikkelsen was just playing like a politician. Like there was no.
That's what the movie was. Like that's what the fucking movie was.
I think it's such a drastic change in the character, though. Like I didn't feel that from like, take for instance, Chamber of Secrets to Azkaban. New Dumbledore, but it wasn't jarring because the character felt the same.
But again, that's good script writing. That's why I said I'm not taking it out on Nicholson. I'm taking it out on the script. I think it's horrendous script writing.
It is. So there's that, and then on even more dressing on this shit sandwich, Ezra Miller.
Oh yeah, that douchebag that just like assaults people randomly.
Yeah, that's all coming out as this movie's coming out. It's like, it's amazing. This thing was just, rolling down a cliff regardless. So let's talk about it a bit. first, we've noticed a weird trend that in prequels of fantasy sci-fi stories, they always seem to go straight to fucking politics.
Yeah, I think I asked you that. I was like, why is this just like a thing?
Yeah. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, it is a thing. Why is this a thing?
It's like they all watched Game of Thrones and thought like everyone really liked the politics in Game of Thrones. I was like, yeah, but it made politics fun somehow. They made it riveting.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the Star Wars prequels, you look at The Hobbit, you look at Fantastic Beasts, and it's like we need a drawn out story that could be told in one movie. And it's got to get political, it's got to get confusing, it's got to have a lot of unnecessary characters, and like it's weird. Fantastic Beasts, Newt Scamander is still somehow our main character, despite the fact that he has zero relevance to the story.
Right. And he's kind of boring. Like he is not the most fun main character to exist.
You get a vibe that Eddie Redmayne is very done and wants to do something else.
Yeah. The only character I like, and then like was it Dan Fogler who plays Jacob.
Yeah.
He was one of the few things I loved about the first one. I thought the dude was just so funny. And then they severely underutilized him in the sequel. You know, the Crimes of Grindelwald, Secrets of what the fuck the second one was called.
Yeah, Crimes of Grindelwald. That you had it right.
There we go. I'm forgetting the titles already. I don't really like these movies. But I remember thinking, like, why is he so underutilized? Like, he is literally your best asset. He's the only one having fun on this fucking movie.
Well, see, we've never seen a Muggle like experience the wizarding world for the first time. So that was a neat new thing we got to see in Fantastic Beasts 1. But they keep running out of reasons for him to be here.
Yeah, even this one is just like they keep him because he has such a good heart. They just you almost get the feeling like Dumbledore just likes having him around. He's just like, I just really like having you around, man.
Well, they also they needed him. The whole giving him a wand thing was just so he would look like he was killing Grindelwald or trying to kill Grindelwald for some reason.
That was a weird plan.
Yeah. They made it seem in the trailer like he was going to get magic powers or something. Like that was oddly misleading.
Yeah. I was like, so are they trying to explain how like the whole Muggle, born wizards here? Like, is this what he is leading to? Like, he is the one for this? And then it's like, oh no, it's for some reason he's supposed to look like he's assassinating, which that's the whole thing too, right? This whole like plan they had. Like, look, I've seen plenty of movies where we don't know the whole plan that's going on in the movies, but they find a way to make that entertaining. And this one, the whole time, like this whole plan, I like to know it, and also it seems incredibly stupid.
Yeah, I feel like J.K. Rowling watched like video of Parliament convening for like 3 hours and decided to combine that with some Harry Potter magic, and this is what we got.
Parliament convening.
Yeah, was there anything? I was gonna say C-SPAN, but I'm like, that's not what it is in England.
She was watching Parliament convening while writing the script, and then also getting on Twitter to continue transphobic tweets.
Yeah, one hand writing the script, the other hand writing the end of her career.
Yeah, just constant, just double task.
Say what you want. If she does tank her career, which it's looking more likely she's going to do, she's still going to be collecting $1 million royalty checks on Harry Potter for the rest of her life. So what is she really losing?
Yeah, I mean, look, ultimately with all this shit, I think that's what's crazy, right? Like, she's still going to make money. All the people that went down during the Me Too movement, they're still going to make money off their royalties. Like, yeah, they don't have a career anymore, but they're still making money. Even the Marilyn Manson thing, he's still going to make money off his fucking royalties, off his like, very successful career.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm glad they're getting justice, but how much are they losing? Like, how much?
Reminds me of a Lewis Black quote I love from one of his stand-up bits. The good die young, but pricks live forever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, like you said, Kevin Spacey? He'll be obviously fine because his witnesses mysteriously die.
Yeah, 4 of them, which is fucking crazy. Oh, no. I can't believe no one's investigating that. I feel like the more I say about it, I'm going to fucking disappear. I read somewhere in the supplemental material that JK posts on Pottermore, their website, where she keeps putting more backstory, and I guess it's all canon because she wrote it.
She put it on there like that wizards like use the bathroom or something. I was like, I don't care about that.
Yeah, apparently they just shit on the floor and magic it away, which I don't know why she had to tell us that.
Yeah, I was like, why you need to tell us? That's disgusting. They magically wipe their ass afterwards.
Why are there toilets in Hogwarts Castle if that's how they handle their business? I guess that's for the Muggleborns.
Muggleborns have to shit in the toilet. They don't get the privilege of whisking it away.
I was reading a funny thing about how Muggleborns show up to Hogwarts with a 3-subject notebook and actual pens, and they get in trouble for not adhering to the aesthetic. And their mom sends a message of I'm not making my child carry 6 feet of parchment around just because you think it looks better for your castle setting. He has a notebook. They've had to deal with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I feel like we don't talk about enough. I'm waiting for J.K. Rowling to start just revealing the sex lives of witches and wizards on that thing. It's going to happen one day. She'll be like, so if you're wondering how that works, I'll be like, I figured it worked like anything else, but I guess now I have to know the details.
I guarantee you, no wizard has ever no witch has ever given birth. They just magic the baby, and it's out there. They Accio that thing right out.
They can just keep their tone bodies at all times.
Well, no, they still get pregnant. They just when the water breaks, they're not pushing that thing out.
It teleports out of their vagina.
Yeah, I bet it does. I bet they just use, the Engorgio spell. It turns into a fucking train tunnel, and they just walk in there and grab the baby. That's probably how it works.
Jesus Christ.
But what I was going to say is that on Pottermore, she posted something a while back about what happens when Muggles try to do magic. And apparently they die horrific deaths. A Muggle who tries to use a wand will turn into bugs or something. It's fucking crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I was thinking oh, Jacob's going to use this wand and it's going to kill him brutally, but he's going to save somebody. That's what I thought was going to happen.
If that case, Dumbledore would be a fucking dick.
He is a dick. We've seen him be a dick many times. I mean, the entire Harry Potter franchise is him basically raising this kid to die at the right time and never tell him.
I mean, yeah, that's not a dick. That's just fulfilling destiny.
That's a dick.
He's an agent of destiny.
And he let Snape just bully this child because he looks vaguely like the kid who bullied him in high school.
Yeah, it's only right.
What else we got? Trying to conquer the world. That's a big one.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that either. Look, I dug my hole in my comment already. I'm just going to dig further. So whatever. I find ways to dig holes with some kind of comment in almost every episode.
I know. Believe me, I know. There's podcasting, and then there's podcasting with you.
Makes me glad we're not famous right now because I would have gotten us canceled so quick.
Oh, I'm still holding out for. I'm hoping you say some horrific shit that gets us a spotlight, and then no publicity or bad publicity doesn't exist. That whole thing.
Oh yeah.
You believe what this movie podcast based out of San Antonio said?
You believe this one asshole said about me too? Well, no, wait, that's what I meant. I'm not condoning abuse, people.
We get I would love I would frame a libel suit from Amber Heard or something like that. Or no, sorry, slander. In print, it's libel. Jameson taught me that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Just I think about that. We say some pretty off-color shit sometimes, and one day it's gonna bite us in the ass, and I can't wait.
Yeah. The joys of knowing only 10 people listen to this.
I know it's wonderful, and I know 7 of them.
Yeah. And I know that I don't condone abuse at all. I'm not good at always wording my stuff.
No, you're not, LL Cool J.
No.
You're not.
LL Cool J, and then the Char thing, which made sense in my head. And then I started no, that came out bad.
You know what else came out bad? Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore.
Let's
find out why.
It underperformed.
Oh, it did. It did.
I
Um,
felt badly when I saw 77 million. I was like, and then and then it was 193, which still not good for a $200 million budget, but it's not 77 million.
nah. Jude Law, how do you think he's doing as Dumbledore?
I actually like him as Dumbledore, but I like Jude Law.
I like Jude Law as well. I think there's something weird going on with his voice in this movie. You notice that? His accent cracks a few times.
No, I didn't. I don't think I noticed that. To me, it seemed weird was the thing around his hand that just now gets brought up in this film. Now I'm like, well, wait, I don't recall them bringing that up in the second one. Also, I forgot that too.
That did come up in the second one.
God damn it.
He took that from Grindelwald. It's like a blood pact they made where they can't fight each other and it's unbreakable. And Dumbledore stole it. Now he's trying to find a way to break it. So I do remember that, but I understand why you don't.
God damn it.
Fair enough.
Really blocked out that fucking Crimes of Dingledore, for the fuck it was called.
Well, something about, Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dusseldorf. It's not great. I probably won't watch it again. What happened to Nagini, the snake lady?
That's what she was in the sequel, wasn't she?
Yeah, Voldemort's snake is a woman, a human woman, which was a weird detail to include.
Yeah. I was like, okay. She's on me. What about the fact that Katherine Waterson is like a cameo and that's it? I'm like, what the fuck?
To be fair, I don't really care for her as a performer. I think she's boring.
Yeah, but it's just like you're going to build up this love supposedly, and then she's like not in the movie.
That is weird. I agree. I also thought Queenie got off pretty easy for, betraying all her friends to join a dark wizard, and then all of a sudden now they're just getting married. Like all is forgiven.
Yeah, I was like, okay. But that whole thing with her in the thing and her in the bad group just felt weird.
Yeah, it didn't really make a lot of sense. But then again, none of this did. Why is Credence dying?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, they're trying to make him sympathetic. Ezra Miller's not a good actor. I don't think that man's a good actor. Like, he did not so sympathetic at all to me at any point in this movie. I don't know if it's because I know the guy likes to assault couples that are leaving him alone when he's drunk, but he's just a bad guy.
That'll do it.
On and off camera.
That'll do it. People's real life antics can absolutely poison their movies. I can't really watch Will Smith movies anymore without thinking, you asshole. Like, I can't do it. So I get, Ezra Miller has done that to himself.
I was watching an episode of Attack of the Show on G4, and they have a segment where they show clips on the internet, and they said something, and it was a recent episode about the slap. Oh, it was like this dog puts a ball into like one of those automatic ball throws for them to like fetch with. Mm-hmm. The dog stands in front of the damn thing, so he gets smacked by it every time. And the guy's like, looks like I found the new host for the Oscars. They had a little graphic of Will Smith coming in and like slapping him after he said it.
I saw one that was really, really like uncouth, but made me laugh. Somebody had re-edited Smith's words, so it sounds like he's screaming at Chris Rock, "Keep fucking my wife's mouth." And Chris is like, "I'm going to." Okay. Oh my god.
I saw one that was the scene from Scream 2 when she's getting stabbed, and it's Will Smith's going, "Keep your knives out of my wife."
That's beautiful. Oh, anyway, it's true. These antics can fuck up an actor's on-screen persona, and to me, that happened a long time ago when Ezra Miller, choked out that fan the first time. Yeah. I don't have a 3 strikes law when it comes to people being an asshole in Hollywood. It's a 1 strike law for me.
I mean, I've never liked Ezra Miller. I've made that known. I don't like the guy. I don't think he's a good actor. I don't think he's really that good in this. Him being the hinge of the Secret of Dumbledore title, not the most surprising thing ever. I just went, okay.
Well, I'm glad they didn't keep going with the nonsensical secret Dumbledore brother story they brought into Fantastic Beasts 2. Instead, he's Aberforth's kid that he didn't know about. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, next thing, please. Like, I wasn't really, invested in that.
I don't know. Like talk about, and just because it got made a bigger deal because of the whole like they cut the scenes out of in China because they like to censor things there because it's a fucking communistic state for all you crazy assholes that fucking think the shit going on in America is communistic. Try seeing what it's like in China. But with that said, I felt like this film did not actually really fucking go there with the whole relationship of Dumbledore being gay. Like it talks about it, it brings it up a couple times, but I did not really feel like they explored it all that much.
I mean, what more did you want? Like, did you want Dumbledore to fuck Grindelwald right there? Like,
yes,
what did you?
Yes, I did.
I mean, they broke up. Their relationship is gone. That's why they're so filled with pain.
Look, it's Mads Mikkelsen and Jude Law. Both those men probably fuck. Come on, give me a scene.
Well, I like they finally did just say like I was in love with you, like addressed it directly instead of dancing around it. I'm glad they did that. I don't know what the fuck the movie looks like in China, but it probably doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, well, I think they took out like that whole like first 10, 15-minute scene.
That makes me laugh. They did that right after posting a thing on Instagram, Warner Brothers, about how inclusive they are in their company and how they're hiring, trans people and gay people, and like Warner Brothers is a rainbow. And then also we cut all the gay stuff out of the Chinese release of Fantastic Beasts 3. Fuck you.
Yeah, like, all right, and it's gone.
Yeah. Like Spider-Man No Way Home, I don't even think came out in China because they refused to back down on some stuff. And it made $1 billion. Like, didn't need China.
I'm like, why would you do that? Like, you don't need to bow down to China. They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, we should not be bowing down to dictator countries because we want their box office money. That's fucked up. We shouldn't be doing this. Why are we appeasing China anyway, especially since we've seen that we don't need them when it comes to box office success?
We can do fine in countries that have zero issues with gay characters being on screen.
Yeah.
And actually, I remember when I was watching the movie, and I could think like, I wonder if anyone's gonna walk out because there was a couple of families, and I've seen how fucking idiots have been acting with like including the push to start putting gay people and trans and stuff in these essentially family films. Which for me, I'm all about like, who gives a shit? Like, your kids are going to find out eventually. Like, what's the big deal?
Well, some of these kids are, transgender, or they are gay, and representation is important. I don't
exactly. So I'm like, what's the big deal? So, but people are like, I don't want them to see that yet. They're just blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot then. Surprisingly, no one got up and left. I was actually like, oh, okay, cool. I have a cool audience here that's just like, no, we're cool with this. It's just the rest of the film kind of sucks. So, I did like the part where when they're fighting at the end, like when the thing breaks and they feel each other's heart, and they have that moment like, all right, I'm not gonna kill you right now.
Why not? This is the moment. Like, Dumbledore, you made a pact. You said like, I'm gonna end this myself. You have an opportunity here, but we need 2 more movies.
I thought they were going to fuck, if I'm being honest.
Surprised they didn't kiss. I expected that at least. They weren't gonna fuck. There's no way. But
I'm holding my breath. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the. You know what? Why am I even waiting? There's already a porn parody in the making as we probably speak with this. The moment J.K. Rowling said Dumbledore is canonically, as she wrote it, gay, there's probably a lot of gay porn out there now.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, I always thought you couldn't block the killing curse. Didn't that come up at least once?
Look, this film does not care about what was already established.
Apparently not. But yeah, it was neat when the Dumbledores created a barrier between Grindelwald and the killing curse. Although
that part was cool. I did like that a lot.
Where did this, I was just saying, this international like alliance of wizards in this like one person who leads the wizarding world.
Yeah, it's never brought up in like.
Where was that
they always
guy?
got the-
Like, why wasn't
Yeah, I
that
also
guy
had
fighting
the idea
Voldemort?
with the Ministry of like I thought I saw like it was the Ministry of Magic. It's like the highest you could possibly be in the Wizarding Ward, and now we're like, no, there's a leader that rules over all of them. I was like, what?
So each country has their own Ministry of Magic, but also there's like a super minister who rules over all
Yeah.
of them. It's unnecessary.
It's weird. And this thing, I was actually really down to see other countries. I was like, oh, cool, going kind of see Berlin's thing, and like that part's cool to me, seeing like other countries' Wizarding wards. Because I mean, with Harry Potter, we only saw British, obviously. I remember the big thing with they were, talking about with the first Fantastic Beasts, we want to go to America. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm down to see like other aspects of the Wizarding World that we didn't get to see in the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah.
But then they just took that and found a way to make that just the least exciting fucking thing ever.
How was Grindelwald able to resurrect that dead creature?
That was weird.
Yeah, like this pet
I
cemetery
thought-
shit. Would that work on people?
Yeah, right. Well, apparently it was only temporary because the thing died again. I just thought the whole storyline with this, like, they have to get this creature there on time was like the least exciting thing ever. And it's amazing to me that in a franchise supposed to be about Fantastic Beasts, they don't have a lot of Fantastic Beasts.
It ran out of fuel. The whole plot of the Fantastic Beasts ran out of steam after the first movie. But now they've established that as the franchise, so they have to keep figuring out a way for Newt and his creatures to be involved. And that's a bummer. Weird.
I will say this. I liked a lot of supporting cast around Newt. Like I said, I do think Dan Felder kills it in each movie. I think he's the only one that seems to try something. He did make me laugh a good amount of times in this particular installment because I felt like they actually utilized them better. I did like the chick, Professor Lally. I thought she was a really neat character that I literally the whole time until I saw it on IMDb on Wikipedia was like, oh, this is a cool new character. I like her. And it was like, oh shit, she was in the second one, wasn't she?
Yeah, I had the same reaction. I'm like, wait a minute, we've met this person. Sad. Yeah, I just don't I don't feel any emotional connection to these movies as I did with the Harry Potter films. It's the same thing that happened with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I just don't have the same investment.
I think the issue is that in both cases, except in like, whereas I don't blame Peter Jackson at all for The Hobbit because I listened to the behind the scenes thing on that one. That was again Warner Brothers being fucking Warner Brothers and demanding 3 films, telling him, no, you're not getting live action roles this time. You have to CGI it. Like they were literally doing everything they could to just to be like, nope, nope, and nope. And I was like, why would you do that so much? He gave you like the Lord of the Rings franchise, that was all box office successes, all critically loved, all huge nominations. I think Return of the King got a shit ton of wins, if I remember correctly. Like he gave you it all, and then you fucking hampered it all as much as you could for the Hobbit films. And I was like, so in the case of the Hobbit and Fantastic Beasts, they both show the fact that you have people that were doing it for the wrong reasons. They just wanted to make more money off of this IP, off this franchise. In the case of Lord of the Rings, it was the studio. In the case of this, it was J.K. Rowling.
That's true. Sorry, I was just reading up on Gellert Grindelwald. Apparently, an aspect of the character I forgot about in the book, Voldemort kills him because he refuses to give up the location of the Elder Wand. Like in the end, Grindelwald respected Dumbledore's memory and was like, I'm not letting this Dark Lord conquer the world that should have been mine. What an interesting way to go.
Okay.
Because the movie, he's just straight up like, Dumbledore has it. And Voldemort takes off.
Yeah. Dumbledore has it. Whew, that was easy.
Yeah. Like, I don't even need to kill this guy.
Yeah. I do think it's hilarious that Grindelwald was in power for like 5 minutes and made this big epic moment of like, now we go to war. I remember thinking, like, honestly, if you guys really had the balls, since you want to do 2 more films, you would have ended with him winning and having his big speech. And that would have led to the next film. Like, oh shit, now we really got to take him down. He's in charge now. But instead, he gets it for like 5 minutes and then they quickly take the power away from him. And I'm like, God damn it.
I thought it was hilarious that he didn't really fight it. He just kind of stood there like, oh no, I've been figured out. What do I do next?
Yeah.
Instead of maybe, killing the other candidates and taking over the world like the dictator you claim to be. It made me think of 1930s Germany. Hitler wins the election, probably some, less than savory means. And as he's being sworn in, somebody's like, wait, we found more votes. It was actually this guy. Hitler's just going to stand there and be like, curses. I'll get you next time, Germany. Like, no, evil people going to evil. Like, this is Grindelwald's going to take that shit over. It just made me laugh.
Yeah.
And he stand by and be like, oh no, instead of maybe killing this creature that could give away his entire plan, he just lets it bow before Dumbledore.
Yeah, which then tells me that like you clearly had no idea what you want to do with your next 2 films anyway, and your first plan was to do the exact same thing, which is another storyline of him finding a new way to get into power and them having to stop it again. I'm like, that I don't like that. That would have been boring.
It made me laugh that they were talking about the thing called the Chillin, that it was like it bows before those of who are pure of heart, and that's so rare. Most of us aren't. And it finds 2 people later on in the movie, Dumbledore and then the Santos lady. So apparently it's not as rare as you think.
It's apparently really easy. And apparently you can just deny it, like Dumbledore did.
I'm good. Thank you. Pull a Jon Snow. I don't want it. Even though he would be a great leader for this wizarding world that clearly needs one, and your ex-boyfriend is trying to conquer, maybe step up to the plate. This is kind of your fault.
Step up to the plate or fuck your boyfriend. Do your ex-boyfriend. Sorry. Do one of the 2 here, Dumbledore, because that's what's going to win the day.
I think they clearly need some like aggressive breakup sex to just get over one another.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I might sound like a broken record, but I really think they just need to fuck.
They do. It would help. I think it would save the world.
Right? What if they just got like hot and heavy in the middle of that stage? Like instead of the wizarding duel in the mist as it was breaking, they just get into it, but then the mist breaks as they're still mid going at it. So then people are just like, what the fuck's going on right now? Considering
the pretty stringent laws in the 20s about wizards like having relationships with muggles, something tells me they don't exactly accept Dumbledore and Grindelwald's lifestyle. Just got this feeling that it may be a wizarding world. It's still the 1920s.
Can you just imagine like the mist, like the thing shadows and mist breaks, and all they see is Dumbledore just balls deep inside Grindelwald, going to town.
They both get Avada Kedavra because that's like the worst crime you could commit in 1920s wizard world. They're like, oh my God, how dare thee? Oh my God. Just, yeah. This movie sucked. These movies suck. I keep trying to find some silver linings, some reason to watch them again, and I can't find it.
I can't. I've never, like, it's like I said, it's just a different end of the spectrum. It's like there's no middle ground that they found this. It's literally like, here's Harry Potter made with love and commitment, and we love it, and we wanted more, and we love the ending, and blah blah blah, right? And here's Fantastic Beast. They shit it out. There's no love, no care. We're literally sitting there going, please stop making it. Just let it die. And at first, like, no, we got 5 films. And now they're like, watch this one, please. And maybe if you do, we'll give you the last 2. If not, we'll stop.
Can't negotiate a hostage situation when the public doesn't give a fuck about the hostage.
Yeah, I felt like at first they felt like Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder with the whole like, we don't negotiate with terrorists, and now they've fallen far from being that.
Funnily enough, I watched Tropic Thunder earlier today. So that's, yeah, very nice. I don't know if there's much more we can say. I mean, it's not really a play-by-play kind of movie. We didn't like it. We are done with this franchise. We're done with J.K. Rowling's horseshit that this hole she keeps digging herself into.
Yeah. I wasn't excited to go see it. When I went to go see it, I have my own personal ritual when I go to the movies, which is I like to go quickly take a piss before the movie starts, just so then I'm good. The tank is empty for these movies that are like 2 fucking hours long or longer. And as I'm walking there, I notice, I'm like, holy shit, does that say what I think it says? And it says now showing Everything Ever All at Once. And I got insanely more excited for that. And then sat during the whole movie, bought my ticket before it started, and just sat there during the whole movie going, all right, let's wrap this up because I got a better movie I'm going to see tomorrow. So let's just come on, let's move on with this shit. Let's go.
Them's the breaks with sneak preview. Like, it's not always going to be a winner, but we got to talk about something. And this seemed like a good way to kind of put this to bed because I doubt we're ever going back to Fantastic Beasts in any capacity.
If they are doing by what they said before this came out and they are legit ratings and see the box office performance, well, here's your opening weekend, guys. It underperformed.
Yep. I give it a 6. I think that's being fairly generous. I'm out.
Yeah, I gave it a 6 as well.
Nice. Well, that is Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. Not with a bang, but with a whimper.
Yeah, and for all those who are wondering, I can see because I need to know where the secrets are. They're not that great of secrets.
Here's the secret: Aberforth is a bad father.
If you weren't paying attention to J.K. Rowling's various in canon stuff now, here's another secret: Dumbledore's gay. If you didn't know that.
If you've been paying attention to Harry Potter for the past 10 years, you knew that. So that's no secret. Like, the only big reveal is that Aberforth.
Someone went to that theater, and the moment they started doing that opening scene, he just went, "Oh my god!" Someone did. At least one person.
The Crimes of Grindelwald, The Secrets of Dumbledore, the snoring of the audience. That's all I got left. Well, that was good. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you like the show, you know what to do. You can send us feedback through our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or email us at filmgazm@gmail.com. If you want to support the show, click on support this podcast on your podcast provider. We appreciate donations, and you can always check out our website, filmgazm.com, for reviews, articles, trailers, and every episode of our shows. Next week is going to be considerably more exciting. We have shit we actually want to see that we want to talk about. So we've got 2 epic films to discuss. First up, there's Robert Eggers' Viking epic, The Northman. Then there's the most meta film ever made, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, starring Nicolas Cage as Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
I've been looking forward to both of these for years. I cannot wait.
Yes, and real quick side note for those who are already looking ahead in Robert Eggers' career, I happened to see his interview on Attack of the Show today, and they asked him what's next. And in case you're wondering, it's not Nosferatu. Last he said about that is that even he's losing hope it's getting made. There's always something happening right when he's getting close to getting it made. But what he did say was when they asked him, he's like, I can't tell you what I'm working on right now. So there is something epic coming from him after The Northman. It just unfortunately may not be Nosferatu.
Well, that sucks, but I'm excited to see that he is working on something.
I just hope it has "the" in the title and he continues the trend.
Yeah, he will.
The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman. I want to do something like The Lamp, and it has nothing to do with the plot of the movie.
That was kind of The Lighthouse, wasn't it?
There's a place, a lighthouse, okay?
There's a lighthouse in it, but it's hardly about a lighthouse.
But it's The Lighthouse.
It's like The Witch. There's a witch in it. It's hardly about a witch. So I bet The Northman, there's a Northman in it. Not about him.
But it is the something though.
Yeah.
It's not a witch, it's the witch. It's the only witch in the movie until the very last 5 seconds.
There even is a witch. Could just be some rotten corn. Driving him nuts. Love it.
I doubt that. Black Phillip apparently was actually quite terrifying. So
We already did The Witch. Otherwise, we would absolutely be doing The Witch this week.
I know. God, such a good goddamn movie.
Oh,
Both
it's
of them.
terrifying.
Witch and Lighthouse, fucking excellent films, both of them.
Absolutely. And I'm sure The Northman is going to be a hat trick for Robert Eggers. I have zero fears about this one. This one's going to be a insane Viking epic. I'm looking forward to going berserk.
Yeah, I can't wait. So just because I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so I'm like, yeah, give me more Viking stuff.
Nice.
Do it.
As far as our other shows are going, don't miss Face Off on Wednesday's Filmgazm. Next on Fridays, Beyond the Bad and The Lighthouse on Oscar Sunday. Have a great week. Keep watching movies.